Hey everyone, it's Mickey Made It, and I'm excited to introduce you to Inspired by Dreams, my preppy streetwear brand. See, this line is all about blending the classic and the contemporary, bringing you stylish pieces that are unique as your dreams. So whether you're hitting the streets or just chilling out with your friends, our collection offers the perfect mix of sophistication and urban edge. Join us in redefining streetwear fashion and let your style be inspired by dreams. Check out our latest collection and become part of the dream today. Greetings all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. And also if you want to support my brand, it's Inspired by DREAMZzz.shop. And you guys know I got the latest hats, crop tops, hoodies, got a little bit of everything. Okay, now today's episode, I wanted to bring something special because my Dream Chat gang, you know, here and there as we talk, and you know, my morning show, if you guys are tuning in, it's from 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And I often get this similar question here and there, and it's all about relationships. So what I wanted to bring to you guys today is just to show you guys that love is still around and it still exists. I wanted to give you and bring you guys some stories of how people met. If you're feeling this video, let me know. I'll make more of them just to show you different stories from different people, showing you that love is possible in these times and people are out there and there is a truth and there is a trust in it. We just don't oftentimes see it on social media. So love you guys. Let's jump right into it and I get back with you. Peace.
I was 45 and he was 29. We met in a French medieval village called Pruniquel. And after 4 days of debate, I decided to go out with him. I couldn't resist him. He was the most extraordinary partner I have ever had. He was I am so nervous. Okay, so let me look at somebody I know here. He was a painter and a sculptor. He loved Roman architecture and he was building his own house with a patio and a fountain in the middle with columns. He loved nature. He taught me the names and the properties of trees and plants and flowers. He was an outstanding musician. He had created his own style of music that was flamenco music and Irish music put together. And when he played that music, it had delicious, indecent effects on me. Everything about him was exceptional. I couldn't believe that a man of his age and beauty and talent could be free and even more be interested in a woman of my age. As time went by, he was more and more exceptional. I couldn't understand really what was happening. We traveled a lot. We went to a lot of festivals where he performed with this group called Kill the Dog. He used to play Irish music. We used to go up and climb in these old churches. He used to have this key ring with old keys that would go into any church, and I'd open and we'd sneak inside and look at the paintings, and I always wanted to make love in there. And so he started calling me Puerquito. That means little pig in Spanish, because he said that I was defiling all the holy places of France. But he never said no, so I called him Puerquito too. There was one thing that was very peculiar about him, and that is that when he looked at children, his eyes would just beam and glow. And one day it suddenly dawned on me, and I said, Jean-Michel, do you want to have children? And he said, yes, of course. I would have plugged them into the sun. He just beamed. And at that moment, I just said, oh my God, my heart just stopped. You ever seen Iron Man when he puts on his suit? It was that was my heart. I just barricaded my heart. My heart stopped. I knew that it was the end. At that moment, I knew that it was the end. You see, I had had 2 children of my own. They were already grown up. I loved my freedom and I loved my life. And for nothing in the world was I going to deprive that human being from living the experience of having children. I went home and I cried all night long. And the next day I left him.
I have been dating a US Senator for the past year, and today I'm going to be spilling the tea on how we actually met. As you guys know, I was on 90 Day Fiancé. Guess he watched my season. I think everybody did at the time. It was the pandemic. And so he found me on social media and he started following me from a burner account on Instagram. Like, I had no idea at this point who he was. I did notice that this person was sliding into my DMs very frequently, was liking all of my stories, liking all of my posts. Had no posts, he was only following me. And then eventually I joined a platform where you can schedule like a virtual call with me, or you can chat with me. A lot of other 90 Day Fiancé cast members do this as like a way of making extra money, but I made a lot of money doing this. I don't know why people wanted to talk to me so bad. I was absolutely horrible on my season. So anyway, me and this guy start chatting. He has to pay every single time he wants to talk to me. Find out that he saw me on 90 Day Fiancé, that he's following my social media, and he's really obsessed with eating, like watching women eat. So then he starts toying with the idea of possibly setting up a video call with us. I'm a little bit apprehensive because I'm socially awkward. I don't like doing video calls with people, but if there's a right price, I will do it. For our very first video call date, he paid me $10,000 and he asked me if I could just be eating dinner, having like a casual dinner with him. One weird thing was that I was gonna have my video on, but he would have his off. Over time of me and him talking and him paying tens of thousands of dollars for, I started to ask questions. I wanted to know more about this guy. So finally, after months of talking to me, he reveals his first name and where he is from. I remember one particular day we had set up a video call and the site was being super glitchy, and for some reason his video came on. And I saw his face and I'm like, you know what? He's not a bad looking guy. So like, I don't understand why he wouldn't want to have the video off for all of our calls. Until one day, I am at my parents' house. They have the news on. And who do I see? Someone that looks awfully familiar. Eventually, I confronted him. I said, hey, are you like a famous person or something? Because I could have sworn I saw you on TV today. And that is when he confessed everything to me. Anyway, me and this US Senator have had so much drama throughout this past year. He's threatened me, he's blocked me. Then he comes back acting like everything's fine. I'm so confused. I literally have news outlets in my DMs right now wanting to cover this story and expose who he is. I am so damn close. But I gotta talk to my lawyer first.
Okay, so I'm pretty confident that my boyfriend and I have one of the best meet cute stories. So let me set the stage. It's 2021 and my really good friend and her boyfriend are thinking, who can we set Andrea up with? They tell me about this guy who lives in Portland. I lived in Los Angeles, so I said, sounds great, but I'm not doing long distance. Forgot about it, right? Months later, they say, hey, he's in town, let's do a double date. I say, maybe, maybe not. They say no pressure. The day comes, I said I'm probably gonna go, and then I had another date, so I decided not to go. Come to find out later that he had actually stayed an extra night in LA so that he could meet me, and I didn't come. Fast forward months after that, we're all going on a group trip to Jamaica to celebrate my friend's boyfriend's birthday. I have totally forgotten about this man at this point. So I had to stop in Panama, and as I'm lining up at the gate to board, this guy's behind me. He goes, excuse me, miss, you dropped something. I had dropped my lip liner. Didn't think anything of it. We're on the plane, we land in Jamaica. We had to go through those kiosks in customs where you have to like declare where you're staying. And so he goes to the kiosk next to mine, and he asks me, are you staying in a resort? And I go, no, I'm staying in a villa with my friends. And he goes, oh yeah, I don't know the address of the place I'm staying. And I'm like, ooh, can you call your friend who you're staying with? And he's like, I don't have any Wi-Fi right now, no service. And something in me was thinking that maybe this guy is a part of our group, but I just didn't say anything. I don't know why. So I offered to let him use my phone. He didn't know his friend's number off the top of his head. So he was kind of stuck. He was kind of in a situation. So the airport personnel person came over and was like, oh, we have a Wi-Fi lounge, come over here. So I didn't really follow up with his situation. I was like, yeah, I'm sure he's got it. He's good, he's good. So I go on about my business. And then my other friends are here to pick up people who are gonna be arriving around the same time. So I'm in the parking lot with them, with the rental cars, and they say, okay, there's a couple more people who are also here that we're gonna go grab real quick and then we'll leave. And lo and behold, who comes out with that last group of people? The same guy. And so he gives me a hard time, like, wow, yeah, remember me? You just left me stranded over there in customs? My bad. But even at this point, we still haven't realized who the other person is, you know? It wasn't until I'm in the rental car with two of my friends where I go, wait, is that the guy y'all were trying to set me up with? And they're like, oh yeah, that's him. So it was crazy that despite their efforts to set us up, we met on our own in an airport in Panama. And let me tell you, this man was so intentional about me. He was definitely telling everybody, that's my future wife. At the time, he was living in Colombia. That's a story for another day. So when we all got home from the trip, he's like, I will fly you out so that we can have some proper dates here. And clearly it worked out. He ended up moving to Los Angeles for me. Now we live with each other in our new, big, beautiful apartment in Houston, Texas. So I don't know, y'all tell me, but I think that's a pretty damn good meet cute.
Okay, finally the story of how we met. Nothing too crazy, but Michael, start.
Okay, so I slid into her DMs.
You tell them how you send my DMs.
So I saw her on her friend's story because I went to school with her friend, and I saw her on her friend's story dancing with her sister.
To give you guys context, she had posted, my friend had posted like a video of me from like my vacation. It was my birthday vacation. Took like a clip and she posted on her story because she thought it was cute. Okay, the girls want to know context. Okay.
Yeah, so I saw Hills and I was like, oh my god, like who is this? So I was like, I gotta know who she is. So I DM'd her and you know.
Well, no, you liked a couple of my pictures first.
You need to tell your perspective on it.
Okay, so he liked a couple of my pictures, and so then I'm like, okay, this guy's cute. So I go, of course, I asked my friend, I'm like, okay, like, do you know him? And she's like, oh yeah, he went to my school, and she was saying he was nice, he had pretty eyes, which he does, and that, you know, I can give him a chance. So then I went back and liked his pictures. Like, I think I liked 2 of his pictures. So then that's go back. Now you're back to your part. That's when you DM'd me.
That's when I DM'd you, and then I ain't gonna say what I said. But, you know, I DM'd her, and I guess she liked what I said.
Yeah, well, all right, girls, okay. Because, anyways, reason why I DM'd him, because he sent me a regular DM, but how we started conversation was I had posted something on my story back then talking about, like, how I need, like, music recommendations or how I wanted to listen to music. And this boy literally DM'd me, and he asked me, like, what kind of genre I liked. And the next thing I knew, he literally, like, sent me all these songs to listen to. And I thought it was the sweetest thing ever. Yeah. So then, like, that's kind of how it started. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of just been, like, talking, like, nonstop since. Like, we went on a date 2 weeks afterwards. And after we went on the date, like, we literally saw each other after that, every other day, nonstop. And then mind you, Michael lived in the IE at the time, which is like reference. I live in LA. IE is like sometimes like 2 hours away. Yeah, traffic, so like Michael would literally drive like 2 hours just to come see me like every other weekend, or not every other weekend, every weekend.
We used to live far.
Yeah, it was just sweet, and that's kind of like a little like small journey of like how we met.
Okay, baby. Tell everyone, because they keep asking like how we met. So just tell them so that like it's a post that we can pin and people can get back to it.
So how did we meet? I used to work at Planet Fitness, mainland branch. What are you doing?
Carry on.
No, don't stare at me now.
Okay. Bro, we don't even like go.
So, guys, I used to work for Planet Fitness mainland branch. That's the one there close to Summit by the Assipol building on the N1. Across the street from mainland entrance 5.
Okay.
Right off the bridge.
In between.
Shh. We used to go to Summit a bunch of times. And the one weekend we went to Summit, it was a Saturday. Was it the end of August? Saturday in in the end of August, back in 2021, and
Stop.
you're like a baby.
We went out and then
she made friends with one of the girls that was part of our group, and then
I was checking him out from
and
across
then
the room.
she came through, like she was dancing and stuff, and like Elvita was busy like introducing everyone, and she's like
But first tell them, like, when every time you saw me, how did I look at you?
she told me she likes my teeth, so like I was I found it very funny. No one ever compliments my teeth before.
Are you sure? Your teeth are like the best part of you. Pearly hoods. Show your pearly hoods.
We started dancing and everything, and it was all vibes and stuff, and like the whole time, like
It
while
was
she was
so
pulling faces,
cute, guys.
like
He
pulling
held
faces and
me
stuff.
from the back, and then we were dancing, and then all of a sudden he turns me around, and we're like,
so pulling faces and stuff, and then then you know, we had our moment, we kissed, Cinderella story vibes, and that's basically how we met.
and he didn't ask me for my
her
name.
if she was on Molly. She said, "Who's that?" So then I was like, "Huh," but I still didn't believe her until I got to know her. Then I only recently started believing it.
Oh yeah. And then the next day I was waiting for him to like get a hold of me, and he didn't. It took him like a week to like contact me again. And
The thing is, I didn't know her name and I didn't have her number.
the audacity, guys.
She didn't have my name or my number either, so
Were you supposed to ask? Because you are the guy. And here we are, dating for 2 years on the 1st of June, which is
Next
also his
weekend.
birthday.
next
Next weekend.
is our 2 year.
Our 2 year. We want to get married, so we're going to start a GoFundMe.
This is my boyfriend. He gonna tell you when we first got together and we first met.
I was walking through her neighborhood and I smelled some bologna and stuff like this and eggs. And she let her dogs out and stuff. You know, her dogs ran down the street where I was at. She said, "Cookie and cupcake." Now we started asking what her name was and stuff like that. Why you smiling like that?
I ain't smiling. I just love when you tell the story because you give me butterflies.
And the bologna sandwich and the egg was so damn good. I done this pooped in my pants. You know what I'm saying? And we hit it ever since. And she gave me some red Kool-Aid. Yeah, I mean, why you smiling like that?
I'm not smiling. Just give me just goof fun when you tell that story.
The bologna sandwich was so good and greasy, and the hood took me back to the hood. You know what I mean? Why you smiling like that?
I'm not smiling. It just turns me on when you talk like that.